Hey everyone, Shaggy here and welcome! Finally, it is back. Football Manager 2019. We're going back to the Gibraltar Challenge. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Gibraltar Challenge without going back to a good old favourite team. Of course, Europa Point. Now, last time we did this, we did just over 100 episodes and we got them into the Champions League group stage and managed to sneak a last-minute equaliser away at Barcelona. Granted, we shouldn't have done that. Our team was nowhere near strong enough to do that, but it was amazing. This time, I feel like we're going to go one step further and really push this over the edge. Now, I've made a couple of changes. I've added youth teams into the league just to help us in the future, so we've got under 23s. I've also given the nation of Gibraltar a slight boost in youth development. Nothing major. We're not going to get any Messis or Ronaldos coming through. We're just literally going to be a tiny bit better so we can hopefully compete a bit better, because we have to use homegrown players the majority of the time. It's very, very difficult to hire anybody outside of the Gibraltarian nationality, but we have managed to do a few in our transfers this season. Now, the media have us as heavy favourites to win this league this year. They've got us as 1 to 5 favourites, and the next team below us is even. So we are outright favourites for this one. We should do pretty well. I've strengthened the team quite a bit with transfers. Basically what I've done is I've just done all the pre-season friendlies. We'll have a look at those now. So pre-season didn't go too well, but one thing you need to take into account is that all the teams we faced were in the league above us. So that's not terrible. We did get rid of Gibraltar Phoenix, which is pretty good, 2-0. Goals from one of our newer signings, Giovanni Trenton, was great, and an own goal. Apart from that, we had poor times. I mean, we did score in all the games, which is good. As you can see, it's not a massive season. It's quite short. There's only 10 teams in this division, so it is very, very short. And we've, of course, got cups as well. We're going to have the Rock Cup and the Division 2 League Cup as well. So hopefully we can have some good runs in these competitions. This first season should not take too long to complete whatsoever. I think in this first episode, we're going to get the first 2 games out of the way. First against Olympique and then against Magpies. But first of all, let's have a look at our squad, because some of these players are real and some of them are generated via the game, because the squads are not that in-depth on this Gibraltarian database. Now, if you do want to get this database yourself, it is available on the workshop on Steam, so it's quite simple to get a hold of it. Right, so we're just going to go through our first squad this time. We're not going to go too deep into the under-23s. We'll develop that as we go a bit further on. So first of all, our number 1 choice goalkeeper at this point in time is a Spanish goalkeeper, 19 years old, called Salva. He's not great at the moment, only 2 stars out of 5, but does have a great potential. His stats aren't terrible, but I do feel like this is a position we could look to improve in the near future. Next at right back, we've got Yannick Bagley. I think he is a real player because he was on my test file that I ran recently. Not done too bad. He's a decent-ish. Again, he's not going to set the world alight, but he's not a terrible player at all. Probably very, very good for this level. Only got 8 games last year. That sounds like a terrible amount of games, but looking at the fixture list, 8 games is probably the majority of the season, to be honest with you, but he's definitely going to be our first choice right back. Next is Deon William Hammond. Again, a player who I do believe is real. Actually is very, very good. I mean, his current ability is only 3-star, but if you look at his stats, heading, marking, tackling, all above 12, and positioning, those are the stats you really, really want as a centre-back. Oh, he's a right-back, isn't he? Is he right-back or is he playing centre-back? He's playing centre-back, that's okay, yeah. So crossing of 1 does not matter at all. Composure, these ones I'd like to get up a little bit, and stamina as well, but I think for a centre-back in this division, I think he's actually a very, very useful player. Again, has a better potential, apparently, according to the coaches, so hopefully he's going to progress as we move forward. Playing alongside him in centre-back position is going to be Courtney Lewis, again, another player who is real, because he was on my test file as well. Again, a pretty decent current ability, but that potential ability is absolutely massive. Great value as well. He's actually had a couple of offers, but people are offering us no money for him, which I'm not happy with. And this is his first season here, and again, marking, tackling, very, very good. Determination of 17 is pretty good as well. But his physical stats are pretty good as well, which is pretty handy. His stamina, again, is only 4, which you would expect at this sort of level, because we're only an amateur team. We're not even semi-professional at this point in time. Next at left back, we do have one of our youngsters that the game has generated, called Deon Hislop. Or Hislop, should I say. Not fantastic. Again, he's a youngster, so he's going to have to progress. He has got himself an under-21 cap already, which is very impressive. But left-back's always a pretty difficult position to find, so I'm pretty happy at this point in time. And again, we'll just have to build him up. And again, it's a position we may have to look to improve. Next up, we have one of our signings in the summer. We've got Max Makaka. He has been signed on a free transfer, formerly of Watford. So, good pedigree. Very good pedigree. A good player. A 3-star going up to, well, superb rating for the team. He's got a lot of very good mental attributes, and he's physical aren't too bad either. And again, his passing, tackling, technique, first touch is all pretty handy as well. He's a very solid player, and I feel like he's going to be someone who's going to do fantastic for us this season. Next up then, we have got Alejandro Lopez. I'm not quite sure why we've got Alejandro Lopez. It should be... Where is the other man? It should be Max Henry. Okay, let's put Max Henry in first. Max Henry is next. He is the best player we have in the squad. Again, generated by the game, 24-year-old Max Henry. Absolutely fantastic stats. He's going to lead this club forward this season. He is by far our best player. And being right in the middle of the pitch, I think it's a fantastic place to have your best player as well. Like I said, this guy, I feel, is going to be the driving force for this team. Next up then, playing at right midfield is Isra. 25-year-old Spaniard, who again I believe is a real player. Pretty good current ability and decent potential ability as well. Got good physical stats, which is nice to see. And he's got the stats where you want them for that position as well. Good crossing, good dribbling, good first touch passing off the ball as well. So he's going to be very, very good getting down that line. Next up, we've got a player on loan who comes on loan from the actual game, which is pretty interesting. He's on loan from Ubuntu Cape Town, which I believe, I'm assuming is in Zimbabwe. Pretty handy player. Not amazing again, but obviously, well, he actually is amazing. 4.5 stars out of 5. That's pretty good. He is actually going to progress more and more. Of course, he's only a young player. He's got 2 caps for Zimbabwe already. Again, I feel like a player who's going to do incredibly well for us so far. He's only played one of the friendlies because he did go away to play in the African Cup of Nations qualifying, so we've lost him for a chunk of time. Hopefully, he's going to do pretty well for us in this first game. Next up, another player we brought in this summer, Giovanni Trenton. My scouts picked this guy up, and I weren't overly sure, but I just saw a couple of these stats were looking pretty good, dribbling, finishing, them sort of stuff, and the physical stats are pretty good as well. But he's had an absolutely fantastic pre-season. 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 player of the match, an average rate of 7.05. Again, I think this guy is going to be absolutely fantastic for us, and they believe he's going to be a superb rating for the team in the future. And our striker to start things off is going to be Dickens Kalama, a Ugandan striker who, again, we lost for a chunk of time in the pre-season due to the African Cup of Nations. But we've got 13 finishing, 13 first touch, 13 heading, off the ball decisions, composure, anticipation. This guy is going to score an absolute butt ton of goals. And he's recently played for unknown club, which is always useful. Onto the bench then, we have got our substitute goalkeeper Mikey Swan, who's not actually too bad actually. The coaches don't rate him too much, but stat-wise, he's not terrible at all. He's got some decent stats. He might actually get a couple of games this season. Next up, we have got Ayman Bulaish. We'll have to get rid of him because I can't pronounce his name. Not looking terrible. He's got decent defensive stats, actually. He's not doing too well at the moment in training. As you can see, a lot of his stats are coming downwards, but hopefully he can turn that around. Next up, another one of the players we brought in this summer, Richard Ainscough. Ainscough. That's a really simple name to pronounce. I just can't seem to figure it out. Either way, we signed him up. He recently played for Magpies last season, actually. I didn't realise that when I signed him, but he had a really, really good scout report, so I thought we'd go for him. He was rated like 78 out of 100 as a player to sign, so I really went all out for him. And his stats have disappointed me a little bit. He's not fantastic, but still a player who I think is going to do pretty well for us this year. He's got a value of £800. He's not terrible. Next up is Robert Montolivo, or Montovio. Again, we'll have to get rid of you as well. 35-year-old, the oldest player we've got in our squad, as far as I can tell. Backup striker, pretty good stat-wise, though, actually. He's going to do very well for us, and that experience that he does have is probably going to help us out tenfold as well. Now, he played for Olympique last season, scoring 14 goals in 13 games. So now he's got a chance to play against them as well in the upcoming game, and hopefully we'll start to see more goals from him. Alejandro Lopez, Spanish centre mid and cam. Pretty decent stats actually for a young 20-year-old striker. Midfielder, should I say. Superb rating for the team and an even better rating potential for the team as well. So I think he's going to do very well for us. This is his first season here. We signed him from a Belgium side actually. Okay. He was on the bench for the first game, but he can cover, of course, the cam spot and both of the midfield spots, which is fantastic. James Smith, another one of the players I've just brought in this summer. We got him from West Brom. Well, he's used to play for West Brom. He's had a season of obscurity where he's done absolutely bugger all. Now we picked him up. His stats are okay. I think he's very much a grower, not really a shower. But hopefully we'll see him develop into a decent player. We have signed him on an amateur contract, so he's not paying any. We're not paying any wages. We'll see how he gets on this first season. If he impresses us, we might take him on full time. Next up, then we've got Christian Nunez, 22-year-old striker. Finishing of 9, first touch heading is pretty good as well. Composure off the ball is pretty good, and his physical stats are pretty good. So he might actually be a pretty handy player moving forward. We'll have to keep an eye on how he progresses this season as well. And finally, we have got Julian Franco, Gibraltarian right midfielder, 27 years of age. This is his first year at Europa Point after leaving Europa Pegasus a couple of years ago. Again, not terrible stats. I think he's got a better potential, and considering he hasn't played for about a season or so, he's going to need to really get back into things. But his stats aren't terrible. He gets these up 1 or 2 points, and all of a sudden, he looks like an incredible player. But again, I'm sure he'll get some sort of football. With the limited amount of opportunities in these seasons due to the short amount of time, you never know what might happen. As you can see, only got not many games, still about 18 games, something like that. So it's going to be pretty difficult for him to get himself into it. Right, tactics-wise, the formation we are playing is going to be my favourite one. I always seem to play on these games. I normally play 2 defensive midfielders, to be honest, but this time I've decided to go with 2 central midfielders, just that's where you have the strength, so I thought that's the best way of doing it. So this is the squad. As you can see, we've got a 4-2-3-1 formation, and we're playing tiki-taka style football. It'll be interesting to see how it works. But without further ado then, let's get straight into our opening game against Olympique. And then, of course, we'll play Magpies to finish off the episode as well. Right, Olympique, here we come. And here we go, then we so need to win this. I'm looking forward to... I was really tempted to play with fake players just so we could have pictures and all of these, but it won't be too long before that does happen. So they're matching us formation-wise, which is interesting. Let's just hope we have a better team. Like I said, they've only got 4 better players on the bench. That's interesting as well. Like I said, we're the heavy favourites for this season, so we should be okay. Let's go team talk-wise. We're going to go passionate, and we're going to tell them that I expect a win today. And I did nothing at all. Right. End the press conference. Let's kick off. Let's go for this. Stadium is looking a lot smaller than I remember, and we're actually missing a whole stand over. That's interesting to know. Right, so in regard to the gameplay, we've gone for key highlights, and we're going to go for standard speed, and we have got replays on, and straight away we're on the attack, and it's got off the pitch. Okay. So important we start things off with a bang. We want to prove to people how strong we are, and we want to get to the top of that table early and lock it in position, because we want to definitely get promoted this first season and then start fighting to... I don't think we need to fight to survive, to be honest. I think we should do okay next year if we invest well in the summer. And of course we will have our youth prospects come up midway through the season as well. I'm looking forward to that. That's my favourite part of the season. If those 2 things happen well, then we could be quite strong next season as well. Remember the last time we did this, we did the proper Gibraltar Challenge, which was down in FM19, I think it was. We actually won League 2 and then went to win the League 1 the first season we were up there. It absolutely stunned me. I was not expecting it at all. And then from there on, we won the league every single season. It was absolutely crazy. But as soon as you win the main division, that's where the money comes piling in because of Champions League. Like, you can get 200k just from losing in the first qualifying round. So it's so important to get in the Champions League as early as possible. That's how you really start to guarantee your finances. And we can build up our fan base. We can start to hopefully look to go professional as a football team. And that again is when things start to completely change. And of course, this is a Gibraltar Challenge. This is not just club, this is club and country as well. So we'll look to, in the future, try and get the Gibraltar job. But a lot of our stuff that we're going to want to do as we go 1-0 down. Wow. A lot of the stuff we're going to want to do is obviously to improve the nation of Gibraltar as well. So if a big team comes in for one of our players and it will progress that player better, then it might be something we might have to look at. But that is a shocking start. I was not happy with that at all. Salva, man, as a goalkeeper, come on. You're better than that, Salva. Well, I don't know. I've never seen you before, but I'm assuming you're better than that. Come on, players. I'm disappointed here. We were going to go for a big, heavy start here, and we're 1-0 down. It's going to take coming from behind to win this game now. I always do this on Foot Manager. I always have such a bad start. I just really want to get strong. So we've got a better team. We've got a much better team. Maybe I have brought a few players. Maybe that's shuffled the pack a little bit and made a few problems. But I still think defence is probably our weak spot, but I just didn't really find any good defenders in the scouting. We did get... there was a new centre-back I brought, didn't I? He's in the under-23s. I forgot to promote him. We'll do that ready for next game, I think. Come on, don't even bother going 2-0 down, because that's going to be a disgrace. Get that ball and let's counter-attack. Come on. Come on, I don't like this. Get the ball and counter-attack. Come on, don't let him have all that space up there. Someone go out and meet him. Come on. Yes, there we go. Get the ball. Right. Here comes Trenton up the left-hand side. It's a little bit glitchy, isn't it? But Trenton did a great run. Played it behind Sibanda, who plays it into Isra, who blasts it wide. But at least we're starting to get a bit more aggressive now. We're starting to get more involved in the game. Baglietto's starting to look a little bit anxious, which is not good. We need to get the ball back again now and attack. Come on, get it, get it, get it. Don't let Lopez come out of it. Oh, come on. Come on, don't do this to me. He's in tons of space. He's going to score it. No, Salvo does save it. Good. Oh, this is not going well, is it? It's not going well. What am I looking for here? Yeah, positive is how I like to play normally. Good header clear. It's gone back out to Lopez out wide. Into the box. Oh, come on, come out of it. Come on. I thought he'd give it a penalty then. He had to give it a free kick. Okay. I was getting well worried then for a second. This game is still a little bit jumpy. It's not very smooth, is it? It's a little bit of a bugger on the eyes. I'm hoping that's not a problem for you guys as well, but it seems that way to me. So half an hour in, we're losing 1-0. And they're getting all the highlights at the moment, which is the more worrying thing. Although we have got the ball here. Baglietto back to Isra. Come on, let's get the equaliser before half-time. We need to get a win in this opening game of the season. Boost our morale and show exactly what we're aiming for this year. There's the header, and there is the goal. Kilama has scored. Excellent. Isra with the assist. Oh, that's our main striker. Of course, the guy we've got on loan? Yes, no. Kilama's actually our own player, isn't it? It's the Cam we've got on loan. That was a great ball. I wasn't expecting that from Isra from that deep. I wasn't expecting that to be a great cross, but saying that, it's mostly the header. That is a perfect header right in the top corner, and that does make it 1-1. I tell you what, Europa Point have got a pretty strong team here this season. Ooh. They've been dropped here. They're disinterested after conceding the goal by the looks of it. Disinterested after feedback. Okay. So has their manager said something and it's really affected them? Go on, what can I shout? Let's encourage. Let's encourage you. Let's encourage Trenton. Come on, Trenton. You can do it, my man. I believe in you. Did it work? He's still nervous. But that's not terrible. Going in at 1-1. Oh, we do have another attack here, though. Isra. Hislop, Isra again. If we can go in 2-1 up, that'd be very, very good. Sibanda, who's been booked. Henry. Sibanda again. It comes up to Isra. Back to Sibanda. There. Busting around the ball. Everyone inside the box. Henry takes a shot off to the inside of the post. Wow. It was a great bit of tiki-taka football, that was. And we are now in control, I feel. And it looks like it's going to go in at half-time 1-1, which is not terrible considering we went 1-0 down. Are we playing better than them? I wouldn't like to say for definite. I don't. It's pretty even, I think, to be honest with you. We've got another opportunity before half-time. Hislop into Makaka, who has been booked as well. We've had quite a few players booked so far first half. Don't want anyone getting sent off. Go on, Makaka. Show them what you've got. Show them that Watford skill. Okay. That's an interesting way of showing the Watford skill. We get a throw in. Was that the highlight, or was it? That was the highlight. Okay. Okay, well done, Foot Manager. That was the biggest highlight I wanted to see. Anyway, that looks like it's going to be half time then at 1-1. I don't know the best way to put it. It's Courtney Bus won back possession, one enemy players. Israel lost the possession, one enemy player. Struggle for possession. So we should go. We've been the better team. Just keep up what you're doing. Well, we've got confidence somewhere. Listen keenly. That's not like what I was hoping for, but it's not terrible. We need to win this game. We can make a few substitutions. We've got some strong people on the bench is what the one thing that Olympique haven't got, and that might be our biggest bonus, is that we can bring on subs and have some fresh legs, whereas they're going to struggle. Isra's in. Isra. Oh. Isra almost getting the goal. If he could just poke it past keeper, that would have been great. Trenton's still looking nervous. Of course, this is his debut, technically. He's played a couple of friendly matches, but we have to be careful with Sabanda and Makala, or Makaka even. Maybe they'll have to be the players we look to bring off at some point. We'll have to look at doing in a few minutes, I think. I think in Ruiz, Lopez, and maybe Ainscough. I don't know. I don't rightly know. Right, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go. Do we go Lopez and Smith? He's only 87. Yeah, let's go Lopez in the midfield spot and Smith. Actually, let's switch to the right. Let's put Lopez as the more attacking player. That's our two first substitutions done. We're taking off the two booked players. We don't want anyone getting sent off in this game. So we brought on fresh legs. That's one thing they can't really do. Well, it's showing they've got 7 subs there. They only showed us 4 before the game. I know that the game will automatically generate players in for them most of the time, but they won't be very good players. Been a pretty quiet second half so far. No highlights in the 20 minutes apart from the start of the second half. Although we are picking up more shots. We've had 8 shots to their 5. 69 minutes gone. We look at making another substitution so we can change things up a bit. Don't know whatever options we've got there, to be honest with you. I don't really want to take Henry off. Got no real attacking options. We've got 2 strikers, but Kilama's the one who scored the goal, so a bit pointless bringing these unless we change the formation a little bit. Which I don't really fancy doing, to be honest with you. Let's switch these 2 over, see if that little thing changes. Let's bring Henry a bit further forward. He's a bit more of he's a better player, isn't he, Henry? So maybe bringing him a bit further forward into that attacking position might be more interesting. Still not going to change much, is it? I want to. How do I get into the actual screen now? I want to change my actual tactics. Do I go more tactics? They always change it every year, don't they? I never know how to really get into it. I want to actually change my formation around. Ah, tactics, there we go. That'll do it. So who have I got? I've got Trenton and Isra. So Isra can actually play up front. I'm going to go all out, you know. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to bring on the experienced Montolivo as striker. That's not what I want to do. I want to set him as a poacher as well. I want to set Isra as a... set you as an advanced forward. It's a risky play. It really, really is to go all out attack like this. But if we could steal those 3 points in the first game of the season, let's go for it. It's been such a quiet second half. We've had 9 shots there, 5. We seem to be dominating possession as well. We just need to sneak that goal. Come on, guys. Sneak the goal. Team instructions. So we go... focus through the middle. Work ball into box. Ah, tempo's really low. Let's go higher tempo. Be more expressive. Just trying to make some random changes, see if they work. So their side seems to have got a bit funky. They've got a few players who are frustrated. A player just come on who's nervous. If we can steal this in the last few minutes, that'd be nice. Oh, hello, there is an attack. There's a highlight. It is for them though. Right, Hammond clears. It's going to go for a throw. Come on, guys. Let's nick this. 71 minutes? I thought it was 80 minutes. Why has it come out to 71 all of a sudden? What? The game's gone mad. Have I clicked something? I think I clicked something there, didn't I, by mistake? I meant to click there, and I must have clicked on the actual bar ahead of it instead. Gonna go attack him for the last couple of minutes, see if we can nick this. Come on, Playpool. Come on, Playpool. I'm not happy with a 1-1 draw in the first game of the season. We should be winning this. I was going to say I know it's away from home, but it's not, is it? Every single game's at home. There's only one stadium. Montolivo heads off the pitch. Come on! I know we're still not got great match fitness, but it looks like that's going to be a 1-1 draw in the first game of the season against Olympique. I'm not happy, to be honest. I really want a strong win to showcase what we could do, but it's not the worst. We came from 1-0 down to get the draw, so it's not the worst thing that could have happened. I'm going to tell them that I'm disappointed. I'm going to be passionate and tell them that... No, I'm going to be assertive and say I'm far from pleased with what I saw there, and let's fire them up, which is pretty good. So hopefully that will spark them into fight for the next game of the season. We are top of the table. That's because we're the team that's played. And it's alphabetical order. So without further ado, let's get straight to the next game of the season. And here we go then for the game against Magpies. Now, fortunately for us, all the other teams apart from Magpies have now played, because there's 9 teams in this league, so Magpies are the last team to play. Only one team has actually won, all the others drew, which is pretty crazy. So we're not actually far off the pace, only one team's at the top, and that is Hound Dogs. No, it's College 75, sorry. They're the only team to win. Everyone else has got a draw, apart from, of course, Magpies, who are on 0 because they're yet to play. Team-wise, we've stuck with more or less exactly the same team, apart from we brought in Ruiz Lopez to start. And the main reason behind that is that Macaca is away on international duty again. So they're playing very defensive with 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, and 3 centre midfielders and 2 strikers. They've got no width whatsoever, which is quite interesting. They are the favourites for this match, apparently, as well, which is quite disappointing for me. I want to give them a bit of a morale boost, apparently. Let's go passionate and say... God, they give the fans their money worth. They did not really take that on board. Okay. Not to worry. Let's end the team talk and let's get on the pitch and let's hopefully get the 3 points we need. There's my ginger afro. You can see it on the left-hand side. The stadium's still pretty empty, which is quite disappointing, but as time goes on, we will fill that when we start to get our fan base up. The game begins. We really need the points here. We can't afford not to get a win here. We want to push for the league this year, and we're heavy favourites to get promoted. So we really want to push. I know we brought a few players. I think one of the problems might be as well that our match fitness wasn't great to start off with. The media did say that in the first game, they really did hold on for their draw. I mean, we should have won that game, really. But it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. We need to push for, we need to win this one now. And fouls, again, we committed a hell of a lot of fouls in the first game. We gave away a lot of yellow cards as well, which is a bit disappointing. We don't want to do the same here again. Now, oh, the defence is so bad. They're in. Oh, it's a good block. But that was bad. That was bad. The 2 centre-backs lost him. We are dominating possession, though. 60, well, it was 60%, now 56%. So we're in charge of possession early game. We need to just get the early goal, I think, is the big one. Again, just so many fouls. I think I had this before in this game where we seem to be fouling a lot of people all the time. So we're heavily going on the right-hand side. So are they, actually. Well, they go down the centre more now. We've had 1 shot now, though. That's good. No highlights yet. So it's a bit of a quiet game once again. We have got a lot of the players going out on international duty. Sabanda and Kilama are both going out on international duty. And a couple of our youngsters going for the under-23s in Gibraltar as well. So we could be without a couple of players for the next few games. Henry with a free kick. It bounces off the wall, comes back to Henry. Plays it into Kilama. There's Sabanda. See the man out wide? He does. Rui Lopez. There's the ball in. Isra. Oh, he's headed it wide. He's just about headed it wide. That was a shame. That could have been a great opportunity. We've had 4 shots now in the first 23 minutes, which is pretty promising, actually. Pretty promising. We just need to get the back of the net. That's the main thing. Just start knocking them in for fun. To say, Magpies are the favourites for this one. Which I'm pretty shocked about, to be honest. But we're dominating most of it so far. Lopez's cross. Oh, it's gone far post. It almost went in, I thought. One off the side net, and it's going to be a goal kick to them. But again, we're just pushing and pushing and pushing. 5 shots now to their 1. We really are dominating this game. 56% possession as well. We need to get that goal. Trenton's shot makes it 6 shots. Come on, guys. Get the goal. See, they seem pretty tired out for some reason, considering they haven't played yet and we have. Ashley Rodriguez is injured. That's good. That's their player. Well, I say that's good. I don't want to be harsh, like, but it's going to rock them a little bit. Might bring on Ainscuff at some point, considering that Magpies is his old team he used to play for, which is interesting. It'd be nice to bring him on for a bit. 2 minutes of added time. It's been a very, very quiet first half, hasn't it? And we've got Sabanda injured now as well. Oh. Let's leave him until half time. I think we'll have to take him off, though, I think. I don't want to take that risk. Well, it looks like he's definitely going to come on then. And stuff. Right, 7 shots there when we dominated the game. Really have dominated the game. Right, so we're going to bring on... So Lopez is going to push forward for Sabanda. And Sabanda's going to come off for Ainscuff. And team talk. So passionate. Let's just say we're the better team so far. Go out and keep doing what you're doing. It still hasn't got any greens, has it? Maybe I should start letting the assistant manager have a go. Maybe he's be better than I am. But there we go. Sabanda has to come off. We can't take that risk of getting a longer injury. He might have been able to run it off, but I just don't want to take that risk at all. I was going to bring Ainscuff on anyway because of his allegiances, but with that long ball, we probably should have left him on the bench, to be honest. Right, here we go. Ainscuff heads it to Rui Lopez. Back to Isra. Isra plays it out wide to Baglietto. Ball into the box. Oh, headed clear by Parry. Isra back into Rui Lopez. Come on, guys. Isra. Ball into the middle. It's cleared. Back out to Isra. Heads it back in. And it's cleared again. Come on. Keep pushing, Hislop. Back forward. It's not good. That was a key highlight, apparently. It shows how bad this game's been so far. That's a key highlight. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Salvo, you really saved yourself there, mate. After your poor goalkeeping for letting the goal in last game, that is a cracking save. A cracking save. Much more fans on this side of the pitch, aren't there? Good header clear. Back out to Parry. Ball into the box. Hislop heads it clear once again. Ah, here we go. Counter-attack. This highlight's been pretty crazy. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Here's Ainscuff. Oh, that's the end. Get all excited there for a moment. Can I make transfers? I can't. Transfer substitutions. I don't even know what to make substitute. Well, Henry's back on the ball again. I mean, we're dominating. We just got to score the goal. That's the thing. It's the problem with dominating the game at this point. Come on, pass it. For God's, what are you doing? God, Kalama, man. Come on. Henry with another free kick. Get it over the wall this time. Go on, man. No, not that far over the wall. It's in the car park, though. He's hit that so far over, it ended up in Spain. 8 shots to their 2. How are we not winning this game? Another highlight. Come on, get the goal. Come on. Here's Trenton. I feel like he's going to be a very good player for us. He's been the best trainer now for about 6-7 weeks on the trot. Oh, Kalama stole it off the defender. Cuts it back to Ainscuff to score against his old club. Oh my God, how have you messed this up? Oh my God, how on earth did you mess that up? That was shockingly bad. That was terrible. I don't know what to do here, to be honest. Don't know what I can do to change it. We've not got a hell of a lot of ability. We've got Perez on the bench. What's Perez good for? Got a bit of pace to him. We'll bring him on in place of... Let's bring him on in place of Trenton, because Trenton's not had a great game so far. Let's make him a... He's not really in that position either, is he? Ainscuff. You could be a attacking central midfielder. James Smith. Again, let's just switch these two around for a bit. Let's just try that. See how that goes for a bit. So bringing on Perez for his first game of the season, taking off Trenton for a bit. Trenton's been okay, but he's just not really set the world alight so far. He did pretty well in the preseason friendlies, but now God, you can't even get a bloody throw in. Oh, here we go, got the ball back. Kalama, it's lost it again. It was so good in his... Oh, he's in. He's in. He did so badly and he goes back and saves himself. Kalama with a goal. 2 for 2 for Dickens Kalama. Assisted by the centre-back Courtney Lewis. Good lad. Come on, we need this. We need this. I can't upload a video with no victories in. Ten shots. We needed to get the goal eventually, didn't we, really? Now we need to hold on to it. Potentially try and score a second. Another terrible free kick from Henry. Good old Henry, eh? "70 minutes in. Come on, guys. Come on, you can do this. Just hold on to this lead. It's a very important game, this one. Magpies, a team that apparently were favourites to beat us here. So getting a win here would be very, very good. So put us on our way for promotion once again. I think we can make a substitution now, I think. Let's bring on Smith in place of Lopez. Do that. Rui Lopez is going to get his free kick before he goes off the pitch, though. He's hit the wall. Kalama just boots it off wide. So, 10 minutes left. Can we survive? Come on, guys. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Do we just go... Let's go cautious. Do it more defensive. Might be the best bet. Come on, we can survive. We can survive. We can survive. Oh, highlight. Come on. Make it our highlight. Don't concede an equaliser. Please don't concede an equaliser. Biglietto, good header. It's Isra's on the ball. Counter-attack. Oh, cracking tackle. Cracking tackle. And he's booted Route 1 style back up the pitch. Hammond gets there, clears it. It's picked back up by Gray, though. And Magpies still continue to attack. We've got to get this ball back. Got to get this ball. Hammond, Smith... Henry plays it forward and Kalama's in. He is in. Can he make it 2? Oh, he's missed it. Oh, Dickens. Dickens. 17 shots have had this game and scored 1 goal. I can see there's a definite issue there with actually putting the ball in the back of the net. That seems to be an issue for us. I mean, Kalama looks like a very good player. He looks like he's got great potential. And hopefully he's going to get his eye in as he moves forward. That's a tackle. That was incredible, that tackle. Baglietto, take a bow, my friend. What a tackle. And Hammond boots it away from goal. We are really holding on now. I wasn't quick enough to click on this. Go on, Lewis, get it clear. They're going all out attack and they're really pressuring us now. But Isra with the ball over the top and Kalama's in again. Bit more difficult angle this time. Waits for the help. Ainscough puts it in against his old team. Richard Ainscough. Oh, he's done it. Good lad. 2-0. We get the winner in the last minutes. It was always going to happen because they were really going all-out defence, weren't they? So it was definitely going to happen at some point for us. And Kalama did very good work there, holding onto the ball very well. Sanchez Perez finding Ainskov, whose first touch was very, very fortuitous to knock it past the defender. I don't think he meant that. But either way, he buries it in the bottom corner and gets the goal. 18 shots, 2 goals now, which is not terrible. Ooh, Salva makes a save from the free kick. So first time I've seen a ball actually hit the goalkeeper from a free kick on this game. But this is a good look at that. All of a sudden our stats have gone through the roof. Defensive-wise, Baglietto 7.3, Deon Hammond 7.1, Lewis 8, Ainskov 7.4, Kalama 7.3. Been a good game so far. Surely we've got to win it now. Headed clear. There's the full-time whistle. We get the 2-0 victory over Magpies. 18 shots. We dominated this game. Really, really did. Courtney Lewis was the man of the match. I am very happy with that. So let's go team talk. Let's go passionate. And let's say I'm very, very happy where you played, which makes everyone delighted, which is fantastic. So there we go. That was a good game. I was happy with that. That puts us top of the table, but we are the only team to play 2 games. That's probably why. So College 75 are the only team on 3 points so far. Everyone else, we've got 3 teams on 1 and 2 teams on 0 now. So we're in a strong position. We don't want to finish second because second gives us a playoff against the team in the league ahead, and that is very, very rough. We want to finish the table top. We want to finish the table. We want to finish top of the table is what I'm trying to say. And I think we can do that. So what I'm going to do is we're not going to play the whole season. Well, I'm going to play the whole season. I'm going to go away now. I'm probably going to play the next 2 matches. Maybe 3. I might play the next 3 matches and we'll come back and we'll start doing 3 matches an episode. And then we will actually have a look at the cup and that sort of stuff as well, I think. I'll do 2 matches actually. I'll do Man 62 and Hound Dogs offline. We'll do Leo FC, College 75 and Olympique online. And then we'll probably do Magpies and we'll probably might do Magpies off camera again and do the cup game. That might be an easy way of doing it. Yeah, I'll figure it out either way. So, of course, if you enjoyed this one, please do hit a like. It really does mean a lot in this first episode because it lets me know that it's something you're interested in seeing. And, of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then hit that subscribe button as well. This is going to be a new series. It's going to be a long-term series. It's going to be going for a very, very long time. And the idea of this series, of course, is to dominate Gibraltar as a nation, improve Gibraltar as a nation, bring all the other teams up with us as well. And, of course, start to try and get into Europe, dominate Europe, and hopefully at some point get the international job and even get them into a World Cup. That's the plan. Whether it's possible or not is yet to be seen, but we're going to push as hard as we possibly can. I've been Chevy Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for our next episode of the Gibraltar Challenge. Bye.